Good morning, or at least it's morning here. My day starts at 6, early enough that the sun hasn't made its way up yet. The first thing on my mind is coffee. Well, the second thing after I've woken my daughter up for school. My daily practice starts as soon as I come downstairs and make my coffee. These magic beans ground up and soaking in water create a wonderful potion on their own. But when imbued with extra ingredients and a bit of magic, it has more purpose. A simple act, yet an important one. The rest of my daily practice, though, is going to depend on how my morning goes and what my day looks like. I've shown you part of my practice before, but that has changed, ebbing and flowing with my needs and my life. A lot of what I do is also just part of my everyday. Tidying up around the home to refresh the energy, cleaning up a space to cleanse a space, and existing in my space as a magical person. Creating a consistent practice is a vital part of witchcraft and polytheism. This is when we take time to ourselves and our gods, our energy, and our magic. It invites us to sit with ourselves and start our days off right, or end them right, depending on your practice. Today, I want to walk you through the creation of your own daily practice, using my tips and tricks, and giving you sort of a template to use if you don't know where to start. Everyone can benefit from a consistent practice, whether it be daily or not. The importance of a consistent practice is going to depend on the person. For me, sometimes it's important, but sometimes it isn't as high on my priority list as I'd like it to be. I'm going to say the word daily throughout this video, but if consistent works better for you, then that's fine too. A daily practice is exactly as it sounds. Things that you do to keep yourself connected to your gods or your witchcraft, or both. It can be as simple as a daily meditation and energy work practice to as complex as daily wards, protections, meditations, and prayers. The important thing is that you tailor it to you and your needs. Everyone's life looks different, and you shouldn't base your practice on a video you watch on the internet. But what does a daily practice do? What's the point? There will be a lot of differing opinions and answers to these questions. In my opinion, a daily practice is like spiritual exercise. I use the word spiritual here to encompass any practice of anyone that might be watching. Just like physical exercise and training, a daily spiritual practice helps you stay in spiritual shape with your energy work, protections, and meditations. If your spiritual practice includes deities, a daily practice can help cultivate deity relationships, growth, and reciprocity between you and the spirits that you work with. A daily practice can even involve daily spell work and ancestor veneration. As I said, it all really just depends on your day and what you need for your practice. On that note, a daily practice won't be right for everyone, and that's okay. What's important is that you know yourself and what you need. If you are someone that thrives on high energy and constant movement, a daily practice might be good for you. If you're someone who struggles to keep up during the day or the week, because your life is busy or you have a lot going on, you might also struggle to keep up a daily practice. That's okay too. You can take these tips and ideas that I have here and adapt them to fit your needs. If you can only do something once or twice a week, then that's fine, as long as it works for you. I do want to caution against getting complacent in your spiritual practice. We all do it. We all have moments or times in our life where we just can't keep up with our spiritual practice, and we let a day or two slip by. But that day or two or three can turn into weeks and months. We can't expect to get better at what we're doing and build relationships with deities and other spirits if we aren't actively putting in the work. When this happens, give yourself grace and be kind to yourself, and just start over or pick up where you left off. Now let's talk about some ways you can build or customize your own daily practice. I have a sort of template or guide that I use when thinking about things like this, and honestly, I'm not the first person that came up with this particular style. Going through this video and this template, you might want to jot down some notes for different ideas of things that might fit into your life. And again, remember, this is just a template or a guide or a framework for you to take and adapt to your needs, your life, and your schedule. When you think about a daily practice, what comes to mind? Greeting the sun as it rises? Saying goodnight to the moon before you go to sleep? How about a bit of meditation during lunch? There are so many things that can be included in your witchcraft or spiritual practices. You may want to create a list of certain things you want to do for your daily practice. These can be quite literally anything that you want to include or that you associate with your witchcraft or polytheism. Here are just a few examples. Reading occult books, studying a new deity, practicing your energy work, shielding and protection, wards, charming jewelry, morning drinks, divination, meditation, trance work, journey work, and the list goes on and on. When you create this list for yourself of things that you want to include in your daily practice, don't limit it to things that you think you can get done all in one day. After you've created your list, now it's time to prioritize it. If there is one thing that you know for sure you absolutely have to include in your practice, put that one first. Keep that particular thing in mind when you start thinking about when you want to do your daily practice and how you want to build your practice around it. Do you want your practice to be built around the same time every day, like in the morning when you first wake up or at night before you go to bed? This works for some people. Some people will do much better in the morning, some people will do much better in the evening, and some people will do much better doing little things throughout the entire day. It's okay as long as it works for you whenever you decide to do it. And I think creating a morning or evening routine is one of the easiest ways to get started into building this practice for yourself. Now that you have your list, and you know or have a general idea of when you want to do your practice, We're going to sort these things into high energy and low energy. Now, these two categories aren't necessarily a division of practices based on what takes a lot of energy and what doesn't take a lot of energy. Instead, these categories actually function based on the type of day that we're having, if that makes sense. So if you woke up in a good mood, ready to go, you got great sleep the night before, then you're going to be able to do more high energy parts of your practice. Now, say you woke up feeling like crap, or you woke up really late, then you're going to want to do more low energy things and adapt the part of your practice that is necessary to the day that you're having. If we're high energy, we might be able to get more accomplished. On a high energy day, you may want to do a full house cleansing, upkeep your wards, give a dance offering to your gods, and finish with a 30-minute meditation. If you wake up with low energy, maybe all you can accomplish is a simple shower cleansing and a 5-minute meditation while you wait for your coffee to finish. We have to give ourselves grace to understand that every day is going to be different, and we can't always expect to do the same things every day. Of course, if you work better on a routine where you do the same things every single day, then that's perfect, and honestly, more power to you. I wish I could do that. Keep your routine and your schedule in whatever way works for you. For me, having things separated into two categories really helps me on those days when I wake up full of energy and ready to tackle the world, because then I can get more done. But it's also helpful to have a list of things to pull from on those days when I can barely pull myself out of bed and I have to force myself through the motions of motherhood and family upkeep. Once you have your obligations or practices or ideas or whatever you want to call them separated into those two categories, just start using them. Choose the time of day that works for you and pick a few things off your list to do depending on how your day is going or how you woke up. If you woke up late and have no time, do a few low energy things from your list when you get a chance. If you wake up early with time to spare, spend a few extra minutes on your daily practice and choose an extra item from your high energy list. Customize it to suit your needs too. If you feel like you've been a bit more hazy and unfocused, opt for a guided meditation rather than reading a book. If you're wanting to practice your energy work, opt for shielding practice instead of meditation. The possibilities are endless when creating a daily practice, as long as you're creating it for yourself. Leave things out that aren't important to you and that have no place in your practice. Don't feel pressured to include something in your daily practice if it doesn't resonate with you or fit in with your belief system. Don't include things that you're not going to use, and be sure to include the things that you will use and that are important to you. And don't let low energy stop you from creating a consistent practice that works within the confines of your life. Everyone's day is going to be different, and sometimes taking inspiration from someone who is able to wake up at 5 a.m. and do all of their daily practice and have their coffee and read 5 chapters of a book and then go to work is not going to be realistic for everyone, myself included. As long as you're creating the practice that works for you, that's what's important. And when you mess up or forget, just dust yourself off, get back up, and try again. Thank you so much for watching this video. I know this format is different. I spent a lot of time working on the notes for this video and figuring out exactly how I wanted it to look. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions about creating your own daily practice and the things that you can do within the confines of your life and your own schedule, go ahead and leave them in the comments below, and I'll try to answer all of you as best I can. If you're looking for community to share your practice with, to ask questions, or just for community in general, to have friends, feel free to join me over on Discord. I have a Discord server. The link for that is in the description below. We are an inclusive group of people from all over the world who really often just like to hang out and talk about basically whatever is on our minds. So again, that link will be in the description below. I hope you have a wonderful day wherever you are. I hope this video gave you a new perspective on building a daily practice, and I will see you next time. Bye.